Okay, the Vue have it very many nice post-process options that will save you time from rendering over and over again. And one of them, example, it is relighting. I use it quite a bit often as I'm working on my project. So example right here, we'll go create a cube. Let's adjust, take our main camera. I'll just go point down so we can kind of view the cube. Okay, and on our cube, let's go switch our material to the white, flat white, so we can see a little bit easier. Okay, as well, I'm going to option on the camera and disable after exposure. And we don't need our sunlight, so we can actually hide. It does produce some ambient lights. We could leave it back sunlight and see how the sunlight will affect. But for this purpose right now, we'll just leave it like this. Let's go create new light, and I'm going to create Quadric Light. We'll go just above the cube. Let's go take this power all the way to 15 and set color to red maybe. Okay, we'll go to create this light, and I hold down Alt key, left click and drag, so it will copy kind of for me this light. We'll go switch this light to maybe blue. We'll take another one, move it right here, switch this to the green light. Okay, we can take even one behind. Let's put this as a volumetric light, pop up a little bit more value, and set to kind of maybe yellowish color. So overall we have just some different colors. Next, before render, I'm going inside the options, and you notice right here we have it enable relighting option. You need to do at least final or other ones for this option to be enabled. So I'm also going render to screen. I'll set a little bit higher resolution so we can preview, and I want to be sure the enable relighting is in, check it in. Okay, now we can go ahead and start rendering. You can see it's quite a bit fast because we don't have that complex scenery. It's very basic. And when post render option appear right here, notice now we have the relighting options, which is included are all lights. And notice it does not have a sunlight because sunlight was disabled. So let's, as example, we'll go back now. We'll go to turn on sunlight. Okay, we'll take this sun and maybe just position right here. So we have some additional light. Okay, so let's render this as well, and we can compare them. Okay, so right here you notice we render, and now because we enable sunlight, we have our sunlight enabled. What's happening with these properties when you add new, the more will appear, and it's give you ability to change intensity as well as a color. So if I go on a sunlight and I switch this to the red color, okay, you'll notice right here our light is changed instantly. As well, I can go inside and modify the properties. Now you can see I modify in preview as well in the main render display, and because my fully interactive display it's checked in. And some system it can act a little bit slow or sluggish kind of. In this case you probably want to disable it, and in this way you will have it preview available only inside. And of course when you need preview on full screen, you can click preview button to initiate refresh of your main render. So let's go as example, we'll take sunlight down. Okay, I'll go re-enable full preview, and right here you can see we have it all without sunlight. We also can modify the ambient light, and in some cases this is very useful because when you render and you set up some lighting, you will still have the ambient light sometimes leaking in. So, and with the relighting I can remove that information from the render to produce a result without. So we also have a control on each lighting source. So we'll go to just take down all of them. Again, and we'll just leave it one on the back. Okay, so right here we have our one on the back, which was volumetric lighting. And you notice it's yellow color we set up, but however in our it's set white. So this is not replace necessarily lights that what using color, it's more as apply additional filter. So in this case, if I go with the blue kind of color, okay, you'll notice it's come up green because yellow and blue will create a green color. So when you add change modify colors, it will be adaptive colors, so it will be add to the colors and effect, so it's not necessary will be color that you changing. Okay, so let's go right here. Let me go disable my full interactive, and again if I go on top, okay, I'll go disable right here. It's which is red color, and if I set it blue, so I can go to the kind of purplish, review some color. Of course, it's also based on intensity. Notice right here I have it 1. So what's happening if I type 5 inside? You'll notice that it does increase intensity. However, with increasing intensity, you may have some artifacts. You can increase overall volume, but notice what is happening on the side. So we start having some render properties. It's very safe to going with the values when you take like 1 or maximum. However, if you're going with other values, even 25, let's go, so we can pop up bring in, you can start having some problems with the render. You can overcome them with increasing quality of the render, so it's take more sampling when it start creating. But just keep in mind that you can increase values, that is more than a slider, but you may have it some artifacts start coming up because you're done on this. Okay, so let's go ahead, we'll pop up those which will help us override. Now we have more information to process. And you also notice because we disable this Quadric Light, which is create this volumetric, we don't have this volumetric haze on the back as well. So we increase, that volumetric haze will come up on the back. Right here you see the lighting on the side, so that information as a particle and a haze and lighting does pass together. And let's go to 25. We'll just take this down so make it a bit darker. So now you can see we have even more information with the volumetric lights. It's passed into our scenery. Again, this is relighting options inside the view. And when you work for internal sceneries where you have it multiple source, it is a very useful option. I highly recommend for you to use. It does not add a lot of time. It's just a little bit only to the render. So just save additional information for each lighting, so you can after use this.